What's up guys, my name is Connor and welcome back to Star Wars Central. So it turns out instant action is coming to Star Wars Battlefront. Yesterday, after the Bespin DLC patch, some people started going through the files in the patch itself. And in the files, they found convincing evidence that instant action is coming to Star Wars Battlefront in the future. So let's take a look. So this news comes from Reddit user Uninspired Zebra, who is known for posting information ahead of time. He posted the images where he has unlocked an extra panel in the Battlefront menu called Instant Action. Now, before we go any further, let me just remind you guys that DICE and EA have not officially confirmed this. So whilst the files are in the patch and you can access the panel menu, it is still not entirely confirmed. Obviously, the fact that they have gone and made this menu system and shipped it with the Bespin patch tells me that instant action is almost definitely coming in the future. Perhaps with the Death Star DLC, or maybe even as part of one of the monthly patches. Anyway, let's take a closer look at these images. So here we see there are two game modes, Walker Assault and Fighter Squadron. Of course, instant action could include more than just two game modes. It's just that is all they've added to the menu system at this time. The user who posted this does have video proof of the menu, a link is in the description below just in case you doubt these images. Anyway, carrying on, we do see that the missions have adjustable difficulty between normal, hard and master. And also notice the plus symbols in the bottom right of the mission frame. My guess is those will be to add them to a specified playlist, so just like Battlefront 1 and 2, you could set up a playlist for your instant action missions. I reckon those plus symbols may be used along the same lines. Hopefully we won't have to back out to the menu just to change to a different map once the mode ends. Also, the missions have challenges seen on the right and a star-based rating system just like the other single-player missions. Hopefully this means they will also keep the leaderboard system. Because even though not that many people use it, it would be nice to see that feature appear for those of us who are more single-player oriented. Finally, as seen here, instant action will support co-op with at least one other player. Anyway, that's basically it. Before we move on, some of you may have noticed that none of the DLC maps were in the instant action menu. I wouldn't worry guys, this isn't the full menu or the finished menu for that matter. And hopefully the DLC maps, especially the Bespin DLC, will be added to instant action by the time it releases. Which brings us to another point, when is instant action going to release? Well, that question is kind of difficult to answer. More recently, DICE have been hinting about single-player content, leading me to believe instant action is coming sooner rather than later. But when can we expect it? Well, I'd say as early as the 5th of July, which is when the Bespin DLC releases for non-season pass players. However, saying that, July is still a very early release date. It is far more likely to be bundled in one of the monthly updates or with the Death Star DLC. Which really sucks for us because the Death Star DLC doesn't release until fall 2016. So hopefully instant action comes out sooner rather than later and we see it within a couple of months. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Join me tomorrow when I'll be covering some Rogue One news. Also, I'm going to see Independence Day tomorrow, and whilst it's obviously nowhere near as good as Star Wars, it will hopefully still be a good sci-fi movie to fill the long gap between The Force Awakens and Rogue One. Anyway, I'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you.